Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I've got some busy cleaning off a garden spot. Forgot where I was supposed to be at. Sorry. Anyway, we're going to call the Livingston Municipal Planning Commission meeting to order. First order of business is approval of August the 23rd, 2021 minutes. And I need a motion for someone to be approved. So moved. Robert?
I second.
Matilda? All for it, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign, there is none. Carried. Okay. Item number 3, consideration of final site plan for property located on 415 East Main Street, Dixon site plan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, what we have here in front of us is a site plan submitted by Frankie Dixon for property located at 415 East University Street. This is one that was submitted a couple of months ago, was kind of substandard, and so we asked Mr. Dixon to add the required elements that are required by our zoning ordinance for a site plan. What he's doing is he's establishing a commercial building, going to rent, I believe it's going to be professional office space. Christian, tell me when I'm wrong. Going to rent those out. Two units under one roof, essentially. 13 required parking spots. 13 is what he has. Water and sewer and electric all shown on the site plan. And like I said, it's on the corner there of East University Street and Robert Street, just up the road there. So, Christian, anything that you would like to add?
No, the parking spots, he has more than our requirements. And also one side is going to be a beauty shop, and the other side is going to be for anybody who wants to, do a professional business service. But he has met everything that we've asked him.
And that is on C1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Christian, do you recommend approval?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Any questions from this panel? If not, I need a motion to site plan be approved.
I so move.
Motion Matilda, need a second, please. JJ? All for this, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. There is none. Thank you all. Item number 4, consideration preliminary subdivision plat for property located on High Tech Drive, Water Street, Assurance Development and Management Corporation Division.
David has this one, and I'll let him pass it out. First thing, Ken, you need to shorten up the name of that company. It's way too long for me to be typing that out all the time. Thank you, David. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, this is going
Yep. Okay, Mr. Chairman, what we have is the Assurance Development and Management Corporation preliminary plat subdividing 4.06 acres into 7 proposed new lots for property located on High Tech Drive and Water Street. The proposed new lots would vary in size from 0.25 acres to 1.06 acres, and all of the proposed new lots are currently vacant with the exception of Lot 1, which has an existing structure. Lot 1? 3. Is that Lot 3? Okay, so there's Lot 3 that has an existing structure. Thank you, David. Would require a front setback variance from the Board of Zoning Appeals, but we don't need that tonight for preliminary approval. We only need it before the final approval. The proposed new lots are served by an existing 10-inch water line, an existing 8-inch sewer line, a proposed water line, a proposed sewer line, an existing hydrant, a proposed hydrant, and a proposed extension of East 7th Street. The proposed new lots are zoned R1 low-density residential and would comply with all other subdivision regulations and zoning ordinance requirements. So, we have 7 proposed new lots from 4 acres. 2 of them will be having access from Water Street. The remaining 5 lots will have access from a proposed extension of East 7th Street. So we are proposing a new road construction along with new water line and new sewer lines to go down the proposed extension of East 7th Street. We have an existing fire hydrant on the corner of Water Street and High Tech Drive there. And then we're also, right down there at the bottom, and then we're going to add another hydrant at the end of East 7th Street. I've spoken with Public Works Director Wayne Peak. I've spoken with the fire department, spoken with Jerry Dale Kennedy regarding water and sewer, and they don't see any issues with the existing infrastructure, and they don't have any issue with the proposed extensions. Now, Wayne Peak did say that there might be a little issue regarding drainage on Lot 2. And so he's going to be involved with the process of the creation of the proposed street extension and the drainage from its subsequent moving of dirt. So Wayne Peak is going to be involved with regards to drainage of this. David, any other lots that you can think of on this that might have a drainage issue other than 2?
It doesn't look like it.
I didn't see any either, but. And tonight, we are just looking for preliminary approval. Mr. Mayberry's here tonight representing the plat. He's told me he's I think you're gonna put all the improvements in and then come back for final. Is that correct, Ken? Yeah, so no letter of credit. At this point, we're not gonna do a letter of credit or a bond or anything like that. We're gonna make sure that everything's installed to the satisfaction of the town of Livingston, and then move on from there. So that's it for me, Mr. Chairman. I'll certainly take questions. David is here, and also Ken Mabry's here. So any questions, we'll take them at this time.
Any questions on this panel, on this site plan? Is the little house, is this the one right on the corner, right here? This it, Cody?
That would have been the old Dillon Street Market, I think, Philip.
Okay.
Which little house you talking about, Philip, on which lot?
It's circle 1.
Yeah, is that the little house that has been kind of taken out inside, look like?
No, there's no house on lot 1, it's vacant. The only building's on that lot 3, and that's the old Dillon Street Market, I believe is what we used to call it, if I'm not mistaken.
Christian, have you looked at all this, and can you give us some output on this? Okay, thank you, Christian.
What type of variance are they looking for on lot 1, or is that pertaining to lot 3?
Front setback variance and a side setback variance.
And how much of a variance are we looking
How
at?
much?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be 30 feet, they're gonna be looking at about probably 25 feet.
Looks like the one on the front, Tommy, is gonna be very close, that goes up High Tech. It shouldn't be much on high.
So that's that's where it's gonna front, that's where the ingress egress is gonna be, is on high tech? So you won't need one off, you won't need a front off that, then you'll need a approximately 15-foot side setback variance then.
Off center.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
I don't think that's such a problem, is it?
Any other questions on this? JJ, did you get your answer, Nadine? Okay. Any more questions? Okay. If not, I need a motion to site plan be approved.
So moved.
So moved by Robert. I need a second, please, from someone. Okay. Okay. JJ. All right. If that's, if we got all those questions out of the way,
Need to vote.
need to vote on this one at this time. Y'all bear with me just for a minute to get Tommy Lee back in here. Item number 5, consideration of request for rezoning property located on East Main Street from C3 General Commercial to R2 High Density Residential. Clark request.
Yes. This was tabled from last month. It's the William Clark rezoning request. Mr. Campbell is here to represent Mr. Clark in this matter. There were, and the purpose for the rezoning is to rezone the property from C3 to R2 to establish multifamily housing development. We had asked Mr. Campbell to submit a site plan for this development so we could have some more information before we make our recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to rezone from C3 to R2.
So what I'll do is I'll start. We had lots of questions last time. I'll go ahead and just answer those questions real quick and everything that I've done to answer those, and that's that front page there. Some of the questions and concerns we got was for the state road, the drive line for that. I spoke with Billy Joe Gore with TDOT, and he said that with the smaller units up there, we'd have to come off of Hillcrest, which then pushes me back to Wayne Peak. Spoke with him. We do have access to Hillcrest or that easement there that would actually be a continuation of Wayne Street for that side. I also, as you can see now on the drawing, it's both lots together, one with the townhomes that we plan on selling, the other for the townhomes we plan on renting. I also spoke with Garris Bug with TDOT, he's the engineer. We need a commercial entryway for the townhomes closer to the to Wayne's up there on the first lot there that you saw last time. And that's just several permits and things like that, so there's no issues there. Water utilities, fire management, got Jerry Kennedy out there in Rocky Dial. There's water lines in the area that we can hook up to that would not be an issue for any R2 rezoning. It's enough water to supply the R2 zone along with the fire safety, hydrants and things of that nature. Jerry Kennedy also there with the sewer. There's a sewer line that runs right in the middle of that property there, so we're good to go there when it comes to an R2. Plenty of sewage there. Utilities spoke with Upper Cumberland. There's plenty of lines to feed every townhome that we need for that area. Nothing new has to go in. Stormwater drainage. I know this is a big deal here in Livingston. I went as far as I could. I spoke with TDEC, Tara Woolgenmuth. She's the one that told me we're going to need a construction permit along with a stormwater prevention plan, which actually will be done by a civil engineer. And I've been in contact with Mike Callahan about the project. We've kind of spoke about it. Once this is rezoned, we can go ahead and move forward with a more formal site plan that would include all these things. As you can see on the map there, there's about 1.5 acres that will be left empty. That could be used for drainage, detention, retention pond, whatever we need to do to make sure that these are up to par for every department. One concern we had was with Mr. and Mrs. Reagan there at 201 Wayne Avenue. They were worried about property values. I've been in contact with them a couple times. I've given them a previous plan of this, and they've taken a look at it, and we've discussed it a little bit. Our goal is to, with this whole project, is to increase property values. What we're going to do, we're going to do quality townhomes that have a desirable curb appeal. As of right now, there's no HOAs that we need to follow there on Hillcrest Drive. But we are going to go ahead and do a higher quality townhome in that area, so we can go ahead and push that subdivision up and keep those property values up. For me, I just see the benefits of these houses for the community. There's a large need for housing and rentals here in Livingston. This project will be able to kind of feed both of those needs. You know, moving families in, moving younger couples back home. These townhomes would be a great addition that they could purchase and kind of start their life here in Livingston, along with the rentals there. You know, bringing industries into Overton County, bringing them into Livingston. We just don't have enough rentals anywhere, and I think this will really help out. And the thing is, if we do keep it zone C3, that just opens it up for more storage units in the city limits. So if this doesn't go through with the R2 or with the R2 rezoning to kind of allow this, I think that's probably what's going to end up going in their storage. And I don't think anyone wants to see that.
Hey, Cody, you had mentioned ingress, egress for the northern lots off South Hillcrest Drive.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you get TDOT approval for your driveway there for the units on the southern part of the lot?
With that, there was no issues there. Billy Joe Gore didn't seem, because it's a 30 or 35 miles an hour, there was enough sight lines from that drive line. We spoke about a turn lane. He doesn't think there would be, but there would have to be a couple things. This was sent to Chattanooga or Crossville and then higher up to Chattanooga, and I've been in discussion with them. He took a look at it, and he says really it's just a permit to make sure that with the civil engineering, we've got enough drive line into the property to feed from the main street.
So he didn't see any issue with that?
No, I didn't get any issues anywhere. The biggest issue was with the potential 6-inch water line for the appropriate fire hydrants. The only issue is we may have to actually bore underneath the state road, which comes on me. That was just really the only main other issue.
And I see on parcel 25, you do have some area dedicated to stormwater retention or detention there. It says
Yes.
1.5 of that acres right now you're going to reserve for your detention.
That square area right there is approximately 1.5. Again, nothing's drawn to scale. This is just what is potentially
Sure, I
there.
understand.
Once we get civil engineer in there, we'll be able to definitely know how many units we can actually put on here. But yes, there's going to be approximately that space. Civil engineer looked at it. Also, another developer that is pretty well versed in the stormwater drainage, took a look at it, and he didn't see any issues there because there was such a large area of space
Yeah,
that we had.
that's probably in that low area right
Yes,
there.
yes, it
correct?
is.
Okay,
Because-
well, that would make a lot of sense.
Because
there,
one
the
thing that we
drainage.
could do is we could even dig a ditch deeper to allow for more. Because Mike Callahan, the civil engineer, said that we need to, basically, anything, if we make it impervious, that's the only thing that we have to be able to accept as well. And he didn't see an issue with that.
And Mr. and Mrs. Reagan, are they in good shape? I notice.
Yeah, Ms. Reagan had a couple questions about the actual drive lines. Of course, with that easement there, which would be a continuation of Wayne Street, the city does own that, so it would be an easement for, if you can see there, 24, that lot there, it's 24.00. Lauren and Levi Reagan Crowder, they own that there. Their tenants would have an easement, I would have an easement, and the city would have an easement to get down to that pump station that you guys get down there. So it would be a shared easement. In the first page, if you look at or the second page of your packet, that's what the townhomes up on Hillcrest would look like. That's the kind of curb appeal we're looking at. We'd probably actually put some type of stone up there and keep it in line with the second page, which are the townhomes that would be there on the south side. The stonework there around the garages. We'd probably put some type of stonework up there to keep that curb appeal as high as we could.
You refer to this as townhomes, but basically what you're building is an apartment complex. Is that not correct?
No, ma'am. Generally, townhomes are generally houses that do touch each other, but you enter in the front door, and then you've got an upstairs and a downstairs. Apartment complex usually has a breezeway or a hallway that is then accessed by multiple doors. Townhomes it's considered a multifamily. It's not an apartment complex. It would actually be a townhome complex.
It is a rental property.
Some of them would be, yes. But they could be sold individually.
Going back to what you said last month, Cody, if I'm not mistaken, I think that you said the homes, or your intention were the homes that were going to be accessed off East Main in the southern portion, those were going to be for sale.
Yes, sir.
And then the rental ones were going to be the ones closer to Hillcrest. Is that
Yes.
still the plan right now?
As of right now, yes. The second page would be the ones with the garage would be the ones that we would look to sell. Yes, that's correct. Also, it's on a downhill, so it's not a very safe pull out.
Cody, if I'm not mistaken, you're already receiving stormwater flow from the highway in that area where you're looking at a detention basin?
Yes, sir. I'm pretty sure there's a culvert that actually crosses underneath that state road there from the field above, I think. What's the question?
Cody, in the 1.5 acres there for the stormwater and drainage and detention, at the back of that lot, is there a drainage system in there now?
No, there's nothing there. It's kind of just a ditch. It's just a low spot there. The sewer runs along there. There's a manhole that's up closer toward Hillcrest. The sewer runs kind of in that area as well. But no, there's not, the pumping station, are you kind of referring to the pumping station? That's, I think, further down, kind of near the 16. I think that's where it's access, that road access down there, but there's no drainage system down there now.
No drainage at all there
It's
at all.
it's just the ground.
Just where the ground lays. It's where the ground lays.
It's a natural,
Pumping stations up here.
I mean, that makes sense, building the homes on the high side and putting the drainage down where it dips.
yeah. You're talking about down here on the drain,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Okay.
all range down this way.
Mm-hmm,
I might see if Mr. Reagan has any questions.
okay,
When Cody gets finished.
okay.
You said there is a pipe under the road there?
I'm not 100% sure. I think there is, so, but I'm not 100% on that.
Okay. Right here. Yeah, I think there is too.
Flow this way.
No,
Yeah,
this way.
there is a pipe.
And it flows toward the pumping station?
Yeah.
Have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Ragland, have you got any questions for the board? If you do, please come up here, please.
Like Cody said, him and I've talked 2 or 3 times, and the last thing where we want to see over there is more storage buildings, so if we're going to have to build something there rather than leaving a green space. These would be, I prefer single story just because it kills the view, but if he's building townhouses, I've seen the work that Cody's done around town, looks like he's done some good work around town. So if, other than having storage buildings, I'd rather have these there than storage buildings there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
So, Cody is seeking, Cody, correct me if I'm wrong, this parcel is currently split zone right now.
Yes.
It's C3 in
And
the
R1.
front and R1 in the rear.
Because it touches Main Street, it's got about 75 feet or whatever it was for
Yeah.
C3 in case any commercial, but everything else is R1.
And you are seeking to zone the entirety of parcel 25 and parcel 33 to C3, or R2, excuse me.
Yes, that eliminates any other commercial coming in and basically puts me on a one-way track to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, so he's seeking a positive recommendation to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to rezone parcel 25 and parcel 33 from C3/R1 to R2. Yeah. And so we've kind of talked about the steps going forward after this, Cody. If it makes it past tonight, then there will be a first reading at the
Yes.
city council level, public hearing, second reading, and then if that is approved, then you'll need some variances from the Board of Zoning Appeals. So we've still
That's
got
correct.
several steps to go, so just wanted to
Yes.
make sure that you were aware of the process.
Yeah, with what it's going to take to get this in line with all the regulations, we're looking at a next year start after the rainy season.
And then a site plan.
Yes, a site
A
plan.
formal site plan
Once we
approval.
get further into the, hey, everything's good and good
Sure.
to go, we'll start to have civil engineer come in, get a formal site plan.
Yeah.
If it passes tonight, the next thing will probably get the surveyor on board with that, get a topo for that, so the civil engineer knows what he needs to do moving forward with this.
Sure, and essentially Cody is just making sure that things are moving in a positive direction before he goes and spends a lot of money on a site plan and survey and things like that.
Yes.
Any questions from the panel? No? Okay.
So we need a motion either to approve or to deny.
Yeah. Okay. We need a motion to this site plan be approved and
Rezone.
rezoned. And didn't we have on the Board of Zoning Appeals?
That's moot right now. So
Okay.
basically, we just need a motion to either approve or deny.
I make a motion, we approve the request to change the zoning.
Motion by Rick that it be approved.
I second it.
Second by Robert. I think I'm going to have Phyllis to call the roll on this. That's okay. Phyllis, would you care to call the roll for this?
Robert,
Yes.
Matilda,
Yes,
JJ,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
motion passed.
Thank you.
Motion carries.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we have our city attorney, John Meadows is here tonight. He's been doing some research on the issue. And John, if you would, just come up and tell us what you found, please. He wasn't expecting this. I've kind of blindsided him here.
Okay, just briefly, I was looking into regulations concerning short-term rental properties, Airbnbs in residentially zoned areas. I think the city has the authority to regulate that to some extent. I would not recommend that the city take any action which would try to forbid or prohibit any Airbnb or short-term rental properties in residentially zoned areas. I had recently come across an opinion from Chancellor Robert Davies, sitting as special judge for the Chancery Court in Sumner County, kind of declared a similar ordinance in Hendersonville to be unconstitutional, that could be deemed an unlawful taking of a person's property. So I would suggest that not be considered if it is being considered. However, as far as being able to regulate it, I don't see no issues with that.
So, John, basically, we wouldn't be able to prohibit them in a residential district, but we could make some conditions to, make sure that we're getting the right type of Airbnb, or, sorry, short-term rental.
That's correct. That's correct.
So what I would suggest to us is that we kind of table this for now. If we want to come back and think about some conditions that we can put on our short-term rentals in our R1 and R2, then we do that. But as of right now, I don't think we need to take any action. Do you agree, John?
That's correct.
Go ahead, come back to the podium, Cody, before we do a vote on this.
Well, there's no vote.
Yeah.
I just want to speak on behalf of the short-term rental, because I'm one of the people that has a short-term rental in a residential area. I've been doing it for about a year, and we've seen just a large influx of visitors that come into the town, spend time here, spend money here. And I'm just going to read some things that I pulled from our reviews and from our website by doing these short-term rentals. We've had several people come in for fishing tournaments, for weddings, visiting friends, just passing through, coming to see Burgess Falls, vacation from Lansing, vacation from Nashville, from Crossville. People coming in that are seeing Livingston on the map simply because Airbnb has a large platform. Some of the reviews we got was it's close to a lot of fun stuff to do. It's close to downtown. Fun time with family and friends. Just a few blocks to everything. Convenient location. Beautiful scenic routes. Steel Coop was great with the live music. The local grocery store, we grabbed some basics. The town square was awesome. It was a cute main street, little boutiques, very close, local restaurants. Ate at the Country Diner, had Mickey Mouse pancakes. Went to Picker's Palace 1, Picker's Palace 2. This is a hidden jewel. 1806 General Store was awesome. People from Tennessee include Cookeville, Nashville, Spring Hill, Lebanon, Oneida, Muddy Pond, Linden, even someone in Livingston.
Cody,
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna table this motion
I
tonight,
just
okay?
wanted you to share. I just want to share how positive this
Yeah.
is. I don't know
Okay,
what needs to be
It does
discussed,
seem like
but
the issue is
Okay.
more, and
thank you.
the issue is more about the regulations, that's the issue. Am I not correct?
Well, and any conditional regulations that would be adopted would be for any new. It's not going to be for any existing. And I don't think anybody's looking to hamper any type of short-term rental. It's just making sure that it's done the right way. And so no action, I think, needs to be taken at this time. I think we just need to do some more research on it. Because there are such things as bad short-term rentals, and we want to eliminate those things. but we want to certainly promote the good ones. Or that's my opinion on it anyway.
Okay, as for this, I'm going to table this tonight on this item here, and we'll come back to it later. Thank you.
And Christian has something under other business.
Okay, other business. Christian, you have something for us?
Some of it, we can hear some of it.
All right, so Mr. Turner, he has a piece of property that he's looking to subdivide. He did not have the plat ready for tonight's meeting, and what he was asking, it's going to be done in the next little while, next few days. The plat, yes, sir. Yeah, so, and basically what Mr. Turner is looking for is to see if I can review the plat between now and the next meeting, and if it meets all of our requirements, grant him administrative approval. We have done this in the past. It's not something that we do all the time, but under circumstances, we can certainly do that. And so, I think that's what Mr. Turner's looking for.
If it meets our current requirements,
Sure.
I think that's fine.
Okay, well, if that be the case, then I would like, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman, I'd like a motion on that behalf, in that manner to allow me to administratively approve Mr. Turner's plat if it meets all our requirements.
I'll make that motion. That Tommy allowed to approve.
Vote now, Mr. Chairman.
All for it, let me know by saying aye. You heard it. Okay, those opposed, like sign. There is none. Thank you.
Mr. Turner, if you would, please, I believe our city, are you going to talk to him for just a second, John, or have you already done that? Yes, it's Mr. Turner.
Any other business from anyone? Okay, none?
Just one question that I have. So I've been getting some questions about indoor climate controlled storage. There's nothing that falls in our books that I see exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Like C1, it has outdoor storage with screening. Other uses like laundry baths, dry cleaning. Similar uses, but nothing on that indoor climate controlled storage.
yeah, I mean, we talk about storage in the C2 unit as a use prohibited, Christian. And that's about all.
This is in C1.
Yeah, I don't see it referenced, so I mean, of course, that goes back to that, any use that is not specifically permitted is prohibited.
What were they asking for?
Mini storage, essentially.
I have several questions that I would like to try to address in some way. It's all outdoor storage is what I'm saying.
he's had some folks wanting to establish mini storage in C1, and we just don't address it. And so it goes back to that, it's prohibited.
Yeah, it's prohibited.
I mean, not,
Right, absolutely.
that's kind of consensus of the board, Christian. I mean, if we, yeah, you know, C1's kind of the local commercial anyway, Christian. I don't think that fits the definition of that district. Now, I think it does fit C3 and it fits the industrial, you know, industrial zones, but I don't think it fits C1 or C2. Just my opinion on that, though.
Okay, I'll let them know.
All right, thank you, Christian. Any other business from anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, none?
I don't know if those folks have anything.
If y'all have something for the board, okay. If not, I need a motion, we adjourn. JJ?
Yes.
I'll second.
Ricky Mack, all for, aye? Aye. Thank you all. Sorry for getting here late. Ooh.